read this book, The Four Agreements, a Toltec wisdom book, a practical guide to personal freedom by Don Miguel Ruiz. This book came to me because someone gave it to my son, and I thought I would read it because he hasn't gotten around to reading it. The Four Agreements, four fingers. 1, be impeccable with your word. 2, these are not in order. Don't take it personal. 3, fourth is always do your best. 3 is it's related to don't take it personal. Don't make assumptions. Okay, anyways, what's interesting about this book is, be impeccable with your word. I can understand that. Don't take things personally. I understand that. Don't make assumptions, and then do your best. These are all kind of things I can respond to. There are a couple parts in there that are sort of make me think like a stand-up comedian. Like, what is this about? On page 29, it says something like, now you have an ability to, like, words impact you. So if a friend says, oh, look at your color, if you feel fine, and someone says, look at your color, you're going to get cancer, then you take that in and think you are going to get cancer, and then you get cancer within a year and die. But the way that sentence is constructed is kind of like, if you believe someone when they say you're going to get cancer, then you will get cancer. And that seems to me ripe to be taken as comedy, because if someone says your skin looks like you're going to get cancer, then I would tell that person to not be so rude. And then, if I was really concerned, I'd go to a doctor, I'd get checked. All my blood levels, my blood test came back fine, then I would not be concerned. So, and I would not be friends with that person. The other one is, if you spend all day, this is on page 36 or 37, I think. If you spend all day making yourself look beautiful, and you put on a new dress and you were feeling great, and then a friend says to you, you look really ugly right now, then you might believe that you're ugly, and it will ruin your day. But I'm like, that would kind of ruin my day. And what kind of friend is going to tell you, well, I wouldn't be wearing a dress, but if I was a woman, what kind of friend is going to tell me I look ugly? And that seems like a really bad friend. There's talk in the book that I do respond to, and it relates to black magic. They talk about white magicians and black magicians, the magic of words. There's something Jordan Peterson said, and I don't agree with everything Jordan Peterson says, but one thing he said is that words are important. And I do think that is important in the first chapter where it says, be impeccable with your word. Not the first chapter, but the first agreement, be impeccable with your word. It says that words are important. And in the beginning was the Word. The Word is sort of the manifestation of your reality, because you're putting your reality into words. But it talks about black magic and white magic, and the black magician can sort of plant this idea that is like a parasite that eats on you, that is like fear. That's a concept I believe, I can understand that. So I think that's useful. At the end, it gets into more esoteric ideas dealing with like your power, your acceptance of death, the Toltec, not the history, but the Toltec. There are people from South America who came up with these ideas, which apparently this is based on. but those are harder to understand. The last chapter, I believe, is prayers, and that's useful. I happened to be reading this when I was sitting outside in my backyard under a fig tree, and the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and it was very nice. It was a very nice place to appreciate nature. So I recommend this book. It does have a lot good in it. It's kind of could be an oversimplification in some ways, but I think the importance of words is something I'm aware of, and I've always been aware of this. It could create kind of anxiety in people. They may prefer to be introverted because when you go around people, you have to deal with all their opinions, their thoughts. They mention things. You respond to them in a way where you feel good or bad. Advertisers, the newsmakers, they understand this as well. So I think there's some good stuff in here to take into account.